Betty Bee and Bessie Bee lived together in a flower bed. They talked to each other all day long. And they helped each other to get the best pollen from deep inside the flowers. On hot days, they played chase around the roses, and on warm nights, they snoozed together in the foxgloves. Betty and Bessie Bee were very good friends. Then, one day, Bessie Bee turned to Betty Bee and said,
I think it's time that I found a flower bed of my own, Betty Bee. Just to see what it's like.
So Bessie Bee buzzed off. Betty Bee felt very sad. There was no one to play with or chat to, and no one to share the workload. In fact, Betty Bee was so sad that she stopped collecting pollen, she stopped flying, and she stopped buzzing. Then one day, Betty heard the sweetest sound in the world.
It's Bessie Bee! Yippee!
Bessie Bee had come home. Betty threw her wings around her friend and hugged her happily.
I can't live in a flower bed all on my own. I miss you too much. I'll never leave you again.
So the two friends played chase round the roses, collected some delicious pollen, and that evening they snoozed in their favourite foxglove. It was just like old times.
She wins.
Under a big oak tree there slept 3 elves. The biggest elf stretched, yawned, and woke up. He remembered something. The blue tootleberry pie hidden under his bed. He crept out of bed and grabbed the pie. But being a clumsy elf, he tripped and with a mighty crash woke the other two. In a flash, they leapt across the room and seized hold of the pie dish. It's mine! Let go! I want it! The wise old owl in the oak tree was trying to sleep. He flew down and landed next to them. If you want to share the pie fairly, then here's how you do it. The oldest elf gets the biggest piece, the next oldest gets the middle-sized piece, and the youngest gets the smallest piece. Agreed? I'm the eldest. No, I am. No, it's me. Stop! I know when each of you was born. You were the last to be born. You are definitely the youngest. He handed him the smallest piece of pie. And you arrived the day before. You are next youngest. He handed him the middle-sized piece. And you were the very first. Your mother and father were so proud. And he handed him the biggest piece. Soon they were all so full that they fell asleep again. The owl flew back onto his branch. Now that they've stopped quarrelling, I can get some sleep, he said. Oh no!
They're snoring. Like you, Ivor. You snore. I do not. You do snore.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Rosie. She had long golden hair with a big red ribbon in it. She lived in a village right next to a mountain. Now on the mountain, there lived a hairy, scary monster. The villagers would often hear him roar. One morning, Rosie found that her big red ribbon had gone. And there were great big monster footprints leading out of the village. That hairy, scary monster has taken my hair ribbon. The villagers all shouted, You don't want to go near that hairy Susie bravely set off. At last, she came to a cave. And there was the hairy, scary monster. You're wearing my big red ribbon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I really needed it. You see, I am so hairy that I couldn't see where I was going. That made me cross, and when I'm cross, I roar. Then people think I'm scary. I don't want to be hairy or scary.
Ah, I'm going to make sure you're not hairy or scary anymore. So she gave the monster a